This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Kane Baker here in Milton Keynes. Kane, first and foremost, how you been keeping?
I'm very well, Andy. Very well, mate. How about yourself?
I'm all good. Obviously, it's great to be in the bubble. Obviously, joined by yourself. How have you found the bubble second time round?
Well, I'm better prepared from the last time, but I think the food was better in the last bubble, to be fair. So my missus brought me up some food yesterday. And it's nice, a really nice hotel, and it's a top setup as usual. Everything Matchroom do is pretty much top.
Different, obviously, experience to what the first bubble would have been. What have kind of been the standout differences as of yet that you've kind of noticed? This is the main day out the room today, so it's pretty much similar, I'd say. Apart from there's a lot more. Even though it's only one floor we're on, there's a lot of a floor, and so there's a lot of exercising before you get to the gym or anywhere. It's just a lot bigger, and I suppose it's going to be better, and hopefully the fight night on Sunday will be as well. Let's come on to fight night. I'm sure you've probably got everything crossed that this definitely does go ahead this coming weekend. Take me back to the original fight when it got postponed, and when you reflect back then, what's kind of your thoughts and your feelings about that entire situation?
Well, my thoughts are really, if he was unwell, I would not like him to fight me unwell. I would only want 110% of Aqib Fiaz, and hopefully anything that was wrong or is all sorted and he's ready to go this time. And for me, it's just the same fight, different date, and he's going to get 110% of me.
He has said that you can be very emotional, especially on the back of what you came out and said in the immediate aftermath of finding out that the fight had been postponed or cancelled back then, postponed. What would you say to those comments?
There's nothing emotional about me. My missus says to me, I can't believe everyone's calling you emotional. She's like, I've been trying to get a bit of emotion out of you for the last few years. Obviously, I had a passing in my family, and that was heartbreaking, to be fair. So that going on, and then me not going home because of that, and staying in the bubble, and then the fight getting cancelled anyway was devastating. It was just horrible, and then not being able to fight in the garden and all that hit me at once. And to be fair, it was more so the fact that he told me about making weight the day before, and then he done a smirk when he said that, and then the next day after the weigh-in, when he come in too heavy, he smiled at me again, and that's where my emotion went a bit the first time. And then obviously the tears come after he pulled out, but yeah, it was just a little build-up of emotion and a release, but there's no emotion brought forward. There's no emotion towards Aqib Fiaz or anything like his team or anything.
How would you describe your, I wouldn't necessarily say relationship, but how would you describe the kind of, we'll go with relationship in this instance, how would you describe it with Aqib?
I don't like him, to be fair. I don't dislike anyone either, but it's just some of his comments, and it's very scripted, and literally everything they've said in every interview or every message they put out there or stats, my missus has said this is what's going to happen next. I don't know if she's got a bit of clairvoyant in her, but she said this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and everything's happened. And even people from his fans that messaged me have said the same. He won't fight. This was before, after his brother's not there and all this, and I could see his brother's here this time, and they said this would happen. So I'm glad he's got his team with him and his squad, and he feels more comfortable. He looks a lot smaller, so hopefully he's going to come in on the weight, and then we can just get it on.
He said to me earlier he's going to be spiteful in the fight with yourself. There is some form of bad blood between the pair of you. What do you make of those comments?
I hope he is. I just hope he turns up. I don't care if he's spiteful, angry, emotional. I just don't hope he turns up in that ring, because I'm going to punch him in the face so hard, and that's all I want to do. And then let's get him in there and see how good he is.
How does the fight play out in your mind? We know that Aqib's seen as more kind of a boxer. He's used his sparring partner with Carl Frampton. What do you expect from Aqib though when the pair of you are in the ring?
Well, Carl Frampton's tiny compared to me, and he's sparring him in 16-ounce gloves when I'm going to be punching in 8-ounce gloves, and I've come down from welterweight. I'm going to hit a lot harder. So he talks about that's what I mean. That's anything everyone mentions to me in any interview is about what Aqib said, and that's all he has done. He's said anything. He ain't done nothing, and he's had 5 professional fights. Why don't anyone say, "Did you see the knockout punch?" No, he ain't done nothing. So he needs to just keep listening to his team, build up your confidence, keep listening to the lies that they're filling your head with about you levels above and that. You ain't been to. I'm level 1, and welcome to level 1. And we'll show them see how far we can go after their Sunday night.
Given the background behind this fight and the fact that it was postponed previously, do you feel that on come Sunday night this could be the fight which kind of steals the show that everybody will remember going away from the night's event and card?
Well, for myself, yeah, hopefully. But there's some good characters and there's some great fights on the card, so it's going to be hard to steal the show, but that's what I'm going there to steal the win, however way it comes. So yeah, and he's going to want the same. So yeah, it could be fireworks.
Where would the win take your career? How would it set things up for yourself?
Well, I know it sounds mad. You don't normally say it after a win, but I'd go back to the drawing board because before the Aqib fight, my licence ran out the week after, and I'd actually spoke to my missus about calling it a day, really. And then I've redone my licence, my medical. I've got this opportunity as my first fight of the year. Well, for the start of my year, medical and licence. So really, I'm going to have if I win this fight, I've got maybe a year off working, because obviously I'm out of work at the moment. So going back to work would maybe put on hold if I win this fight, and just try and get a year solid of training of Kane and see how much I can do.
Just a word on bubble life as well. What are you going to try and do to kind of keep yourself busy, keep your mind active? Because usually I know that you'd be able to go outside, go for a walk, and that isn't possible with this venue at least. So what will you be doing to try and keep yourself busy?
The busyness is done, so I don't need to be busy. Just relaxing, really, eating well, and just doing the odd bit of training, just sharpening off, ready to go. I'm ready. So really, I'm just locked in the room as much as I can, because that's how I want to be. I want to keep a bit of time to myself, lock up this the demon that's going to come out on Sunday.
Kane, before I let you go, if you had a final message for Aqib Fiaz, what would you like to say to him before Sunday night?
Before Sunday night, I'd like to say, hopefully I'll see you on Sunday night. That's it. Get in there, and then the rest will do the talking. I don't want to talk or say anything else. Let the punches flow.
Okay, we'll leave it there, and I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. It's been a pleasure to catch up with you. Best of luck, obviously, with the rest of this week and come fight night. And thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much, Andy. Great to see you, mate.